The city is burning. Smoke rises so thick you can't see the sky. The ground shakes, not from an earthquake, from hooves. Thousands of them. A merchant stumbles through the streets, clutching his daughter's hand. Buildings collapse around them. Screams echo from every direction. He turns a corner and freezes. A wall of horsemen, silent, waiting, their bows drawn. He doesn't even have time to scream. This isn't a movie. This is 1219. This is Samarkand, one of the richest cities on earth, and in less than 24 hours, it will be wiped off the map. Not by a natural disaster, not by a plague, by one man's anger. His name was Temujin, but the world would come to know him by another name, Genghis Khan. And what you're about to hear is the darkest revenge story in human history. Here's what they never told you. Before Genghis Khan became the most feared conqueror in history, before his empire stretched from Korea to Hungary, before his armies killed more people than World War I, he was just a boy, a terrified, abandoned boy in the freezing Mongolian wilderness, watching his father die. Watching his family starve, watching the world show him no mercy. So he decided to show the world no mercy back. And what happens next will make you speechless. Let's go back to the beginning. The year is 1162, the Mongolian steppes, a land so harsh, so brutal that only the strongest survive. Temujin is born into this world with a blood clot in his hand. The shamans say it's a sign he will be a warrior, a great leader. But destiny doesn't care about signs. When Temujin is 9 years old, his father, Yesugei, a minor clan chief, is poisoned by a rival tribe. He dies slowly, painfully, and just like that, everything falls apart. The clan abandons Temujin's family, his mother, his 6 siblings, left with nothing. No food, no protection, no future. They eat roots, berries, rodents, anything to survive. Temujin learns the first rule of the steppes: trust no one. One day, his half-brother tries to steal food from the family. Temujin and his brother Kasar make a choice. A terrible choice. They kill him. Temujin is 10 years old. His mother screams at him, calls him a murderer, but he stares back at her with cold eyes. "We did what we had to do," he says. And that coldness, it never leaves him. Years pass. Temujin grows into a man, tall, strong, smart, but still powerless. A rival clan hears he's gaining influence. They raid his camp in the night. They kidnap his wife, Borte. Imagine that. You survive starvation, murder, betrayal, and then the one person you love is ripped away from you. Most men would break, but Temujin doesn't break. He burns. He makes an alliance with Togrul, a powerful Khan, and his childhood friend Jamuka. Together, they launch a brutal rescue mission. They find the camp where Borte is held, and they slaughter everyone. Not just the warriors, everyone. When Temujin rides into that camp, he doesn't just want his wife back. He wants to send a message: cross me, and I will erase you from existence. He rescues Borte, but she's pregnant, and no one knows if it's his or her captor's child. Does Temujin abandon her? No. He raises the boy as his own, because Temujin understands something most rulers don't. Loyalty is everything, and loyalty is earned through blood. By the year 1200, Temujin has done the impossible. He's united the Mongol tribes. These tribes have been at war with each other for centuries, fighting over horses, grazing land, honor. But Temujin gives them something better than land. He gives them purpose. He tells them, "We are not just warriors, we are a nation, and together "We will conquer the world." In 1206, the Mongol chiefs gather. They declare Temujin their leader. They give him a new name, Genghis Khan, which means universal ruler. But here's the thing, Genghis doesn't just want to rule Mongolia, he wants revenge on everyone who ever made him feel weak, every tribe that abandoned him, every empire that looked down on the Mongols as barbarians. He's going to show them exactly what barbarians can do. Genghis Khan begins his conquests. First, he targets the Jin dynasty in northern China, the same people who once enslaved Mongols. The Jin have massive cities, stone walls, hundreds of thousands of soldiers. The Mongols, they have horses and bows. Everyone thinks Genghis will lose, but he doesn't fight fair. He uses psychological warfare. He sends spies into cities, spreading rumors that the Mongol army is twice its real size. He uses siege weapons stolen from Chinese engineers. He attacks supply lines, starves cities into submission. And when a city refuses to surrender, he makes an example of it. In one city, he orders every man, woman, and child to be lined up. Then he gives them a choice. Join us or die. Most choose to join. The ones who don't, the Mongols kill them quickly, publicly, and they leave the bodies in the streets as a warning. The next city hears about it, and they open their gates without a fight. By 1218, Genghis Khan controls most of northern China, but he's not satisfied. He wants trade, wealth, legitimacy. So he sends a trade caravan to the Khwarezmian Empire, one of the richest empires in the world, stretching across modern-day Iran, Uzbekistan, and Afghanistan. The caravan carries gold, silk, jade, and a message, "Let's be friends." But the governor of the city of Otrar doesn't see friends. He sees profit. He seizes the caravan, kills all 450 traders, and sends their heads back to Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan reads the governor's message, "We do not trade with barbarians." For a moment, he says nothing. Then he speaks. "Send an ambassador. Tell their Shah, I want justice. I want the governor's head, or I will come take it myself." The Shah of Khwarezm laughs when he hears this. He kills Genghis Khan's ambassador and shaves the beards off the other two before sending them back. In Mongol culture, this is the ultimate insult. Genghis Khan doesn't respond with words. He responds with war. Not just any war, total annihilation. In 1219, Genghis Khan assembles an army of 200,000 men. He doesn't march to Khwarezm, he floods across it like a tidal wave. City after city falls. Bukhara, Samarkand, Merv, Nishapur. These aren't just battles, they're executions. In Bukhara, one of the holiest cities in the Islamic world, Genghis Khan rides into the Grand Mosque. He climbs onto the pulpit and he says, "I am the flail of God. If you had not sinned, God would not have sent me." Then he orders the city burned. Libraries, filled with thousands of years of knowledge, go into flames. Scholars are killed, women and children are enslaved. In Samarkand, the Mongols demand surrender. The city refuses, so Genghis Khan uses the civilians as human shields, forcing them to march in front of his army as they storm the walls. When the city falls, he orders every person executed, but not quickly. He has the soldiers separated from civilians. The soldiers are beheaded. The civilians are marched into the desert and told to walk home. Most die of thirst. In Nishapur, the people make a fatal mistake. They kill Genghis Khan's son-in-law during the siege. When the city finally falls, Genghis orders something unthinkable. He commands his men to behead every living thing in the city: men, women, children, dogs, cats. Then he has the heads stacked into pyramids as a warning.
Historians estimate 1.7 million people died in Nishapur alone. The Khwarezmian Empire collapses in less than 2 years. The Shah flees to an island in the Caspian Sea, where he dies of pneumonia, alone, paranoid, broken. But Genghis isn't done. He chases the Shah's son, Jalal ad-Din, across Persia and into India. He doesn't catch him, but he doesn't need to. The message is already sent. No one escapes the Khan. By 1227, Genghis Khan's empire is the largest in history. It stretches from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe, over 12 million square miles, more than the Roman Empire, more than Alexander the Great, more than anyone. But here's the cost.
An estimated 40 million people died during the Mongol conquests. That's 11% of the world's population at the time. To put that in perspective, World War II killed 3% of the global population. The Mongol invasions were 4 times deadlier. But here's what they don't teach you in school. Here's the part that flips everything. Genghis Khan wasn't just a destroyer, he was a builder. After conquering a city, he would offer the survivors a deal. Join me, use your skills, and I will protect you. Engineers, doctors, scholars, artists. He didn't kill them, he recruited them. He created the Pax Mongolica, the Mongol peace. For over a century, the Silk Road was safer than it had ever been. Trade exploded, ideas spread. The Renaissance in Europe, it was fueled by knowledge that traveled along Mongol trade routes. Genghis also promoted people based on skill, not bloodline. He banned slavery within the Mongol Empire. He created the first international postal system. He enforced religious tolerance. Christians, Muslims, Buddhists all lived side by side. So who was Genghis Khan? A monster? A visionary? Maybe both. Here's the truth. Genghis Khan was a product of a brutal world, a world that abandoned him, starved him, humiliated him, and he responded by reshaping that world in his image. He didn't just conquer, he rewrote the rules. You might think this is ancient history, but Genghis Khan's legacy is everywhere. 16 million men alive today carry his DNA. That's 0.5% of the entire male population. The borders of modern nations, from Russia to China to the Middle East, were shaped by his empire. Even the word Khan is still used as a title of respect across Asia. But more than that, Genghis Khan proved something terrifying. He proved that one person, driven by rage, by vision, by ruthless determination, can change the entire world, for better or worse. He showed that empires built on fear can last for centuries, and that mercy in the hands of a conqueror is always conditional. So what's the lesson here? Is it that revenge is powerful? Is it that cruelty wins? No. The lesson is this. Pain shapes people. Genghis Khan didn't become a monster because he was born evil. He became a monster because the world made him believe that's what survival required. He was abandoned as a child. He lost everything, and he decided that he would never be powerless again. So he became the most powerful man in history. But at what cost? 40 million lives. Entire civilizations erased, libraries burned, cities turned to dust. History remembers Genghis Khan as a conqueror, but maybe we should remember him as a warning of what happens when pain turns into power, when hurt turns into hate, and when one man decides that the only way to be remembered is to make the world burn.